with Rifkin later. We are in game number 2 in this best of 3 semifinals match. Spawning here on the bottom left side of Dusk Towers. He's up 1-0 with a really good defense. It's Storm Gaming's True.
In the top right, as the Blue Protoss, it's TCM's MyuNgSiK.
By the way, I've been told by Crank he plans to start his Archon mode stream with MMA in about 50 minutes or so. So if you guys are looking for some Archon mode action, it'll be a nice bridge between the Corsair Cup and the Nation Wars cast that'll be going on later today. So we'll be hosting Crank once this is all done by the sounds of it.
Cool.
Shout out to Benjik for the 5-month resub. Thank you very much for that as well. And we do have the raffle coming to a close here very soon. Now, by the time you're hearing this on stream, the winner will have already been announced due to stream delay, but I am going to be taking a break here in about a minute to hit that button and find us a winner. We have about 70 people who took place in the raffle.
Cool.
Legacy of the Void, by the way, I gotta tell you, even if you don't ever plan to play the multiplayer competitively or anything like that, I really thoroughly enjoyed the single player. The co-op Commanders has been so much fun for me personally. I just, there's so much more you got out of this expansion than you did in either of the other games, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Really, as much crap as we give Blizzard on a daily basis for multiple different things, they did do a lot of stuff right.
We should start redirecting it. It's like, it's not Blizzard that does something wrong. It's like specifically like Blizzard Esports does things that we get upset with. Sometimes the balance team, but I think a lot less.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, even like the sound team still has to rework that lurker sound, make it a little bit louder.
Quick.
Throwing it out there.
Perhaps you should make another video about it.
It's still not loud enough. Just boost it up like 200%.
Yeah. Just while quickly comment, guys, you're seeing some stutter on stream, and that's because for whatever reason, I have almost 500 MS right now as an observer. Now, luckily, this doesn't affect players like it used to in the past, but it's certainly going to make the stream a little bit hard to watch. So I just want to stress, your Twitch player is fine. You're probably not lagging. Anything you're seeing in game is sadly just the consequence of the Korean server. I'm hoping, though, by the way, that when we go to Toronto, and my God, it's barely 2 weeks now. It's so weird to think about, but when we go to Toronto, I'm hoping my connection there will be a lot more solid, because Toronto, for those who don't know, actually has what is literally 10 times better internet than what the best internet in BC has to offer. It's so frustrating that that's the case.
It has literally 10 times less internet than what I have at home.
Sorry, would you like to be the one who streams all the time? No? Let me
could,
have my moment
if we
of
were in
complaining.
a studio.
Yeah? Yeah, you're gonna be fine for like 4 hours before your wrists start bugging you? No? Shush.
You're fine at CSO.
Yeah, it's like, that only feels like 4 hours. It's not 4 hours, okay?
It's been 3 hours.
Hey, Hype Dude Dragon Drop Dota and his quote bot. Thank you very much for subbing for 11 months. Almost coming up on that 12 for part 2, but Adepts in the middle of the map sadly do get caught. They trade out for a couple of lanes, but MyuNgSiK not going super duper all in this game. Looks like he's got a bit of a harass plan in order with a Warp Prism and potentially Disruptor.
Yeah, that's definitely what it looks like. Now, MyuNgSiK did choose this map, and it is one of the bigger maps, so I didn't expect a 2-base all-in, and that's not what we're seeing here. But I thought maybe like a much faster third would have been in order, because it is not only a big map, it's also a map with an easy-to-take natural in third. It's kind of just a okay-timed one, and honestly, as the game goes on, and still don't see a probe going down, it's even becoming a late one. Protoss has gone from being the latest third takers to one of the earliest. Of course, Zerg still being far earlier. Basically, up there.
Quick shout out, by the way, to Crovier. Crovier, like this, did just win the raffle. We'll give him some time to claim it, but he's not currently in chat right now. But if by the end of this game he's not claimed his raffle win, we will just pick the next winner. So congratulations to Crovier.
So Warp Prism speed's about to finish up, and the Nexus was saved from being canceled, so that's really good, as it didn't even throw down, like, at this time. Later and later, worse and worse. Double Stargate behind this.
Speaking of worse and worse, the lags get worse and worse. I'm up to almost 800 MS now.
Huh.
I'm about to hit a record on this one, Zombie Grub. Korea server hype! Okay, so weirdly enough, it is smoothing out, but it is just like these really big and awkward stutters. So this is some very strange latency. I've not seen versions of this lag before, but I know he's disrupted, goes to the mineral line. Looks like it will get the hits. Everything gets saved. No, no, almost the War Prism goes down. Had there been one more shot, 2 more shots, that could have been very deadly, very dangerous.
He really needs that War Prism to stay alive. It's going to be the constant scouting and constant pressure that otherwise he won't have trying to get into Double Phoenix.
So Crovier is here, by the way, and he said in chat that yesterday apparently he won a 4GG card from your chat.
Yeah, I knew it sounded familiar. I just wasn't sure.
So congratulations, Crovier. Go ahead and send a private message to Mr. Boris Makarov. He'll get you hooked up with a free copy of Legacy of the Void. Lane's going to try and run by. Unfortunately, there are adepts in good position in this time. So, but on overcharge gets popped. This shouldn't get too much done.
He does see the Phoenix, though, and I don't believe he saw this double Stargate before that, no. And that was only 2 Phoenix, could have just been, you know, a Chronode single Stargate. That at least tells him something that, like, hey, maybe I shouldn't dedicate entirely to Mutas. Because he was going for Ling Spire, and I think until he saw the Phoenix, he was going to go for those Mutas. But now goes for Corruptors.
So Adept gets a nice last shot off on that Queen, and she does go down in that defense. But the War Prism's still very low, so sticking around is kind of dangerous. 15 workers killed with a bit of harass, though, is kind of nice. It's people dropping Toronto Pride in chat as I continue to lag through this game very frustratingly. There's nothing I can do to fix it. But yeah, the 14th, we should be in Toronto and hopefully streaming StarCraft from our place over there. It's going to be really cool. Again, our subscribers know the long-term goal of why we're moving to Toronto, but for those who don't, well, maybe you should have subscribed to the channel. You would have known.
Corruptors better come out first, but Mutas came out shortly after, and there's still going to be quite a few of them. 14 on the way. It is going to be all of True's army, though, and MyuNgSiK is pushing across the map with a fairly sizable ground force.
And let's not forget about that Disruptor that's in play. It's going to be taking out a good chunk of whatever comes into this. But Stalkers and those Phoenix, some good focus fire, going to quickly pick off most of the Mutas. Of course, the Corruptors are not such a big deal. It's just more of a meat shield than anything else. But they will keep the Phoenixes from advancing forward. But
if MyuNgSiK doesn't...
There's like nothing on the ground.
Right, exactly, but the Muta count is getting higher and higher. The Disruptor a little bit useless, can't reach those Queens quite yet. But if MyuNgSiK doesn't do some severe damage here and he does let those Mutas just snowball, it's a very hard game for Protoss.
Look at
so
that
many
blink
Stalkers.
Control. He's focusing on these
22
Mutas
Stalkers
easily.
versus 14 Mutas. No support on the ground. True. You know, Mutas can be very difficult to deal with for Protoss, but MyuNgSiK with the 2 gates, the 2 Stargates, I think really tricked out True, who was probably expecting a much longer game.
Yeah. And I think MyuNgSiK may have actually been fighting to go that direction, and they just recognized the opportunity to swap. But yeah, it's going to be hard to stop this push. Now, True, it's really deceptive to look at the supply count because it's really not that much, but it's all Corruptors across the map. He's going to go snipe the Nexus potentially, which is cool, but he's got to hold it home. Drones are already pulled into this, getting kind of messy. Overlords are just rallied into Stalkers. Oh no, this is going to go to game 3. I'm pretty sure.
Looks like it. Goes to the 3rd Nexus, that is where all the minerals are, but it's not going to be enough.
This still looks so stupid. Alright, I am going to quickly go restart my client to be safe because that was some nasty lag. Like, I have not seen 800 MS for ping in a long time, so that's some beta lag bullshit. I'm going to play some ads while we get this sorted, and we'll get game number 3 up here soon. Thank you guys for tuning into the Corsair Cup, and we'll be back shortly.